How you doing there? Welcome back to Babylon Talmud. Today we're starting off Nun Zayin? I think so. I think so. Yeah, Daf Nun Zayin of Masechta Sanhedrin. Alright, I got more coffee with me. And Givaldig. I think we're still talking about the Shev Mitzvahs B'nai Noach. I think we're basically going to be talking about Shev Mitzvahs B'nai Noach for a little bit now. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start on Daf Nun Zayin with Aleph. About maybe even like around 10 lines into the wide lines already, something like that. Omer of Yosef Amri Be'erev al Shalish Mitzvahs B'Noach Nerag. You see that? Azoy. So Omer of Yosef, so says Rav Yosef Amri Be'erev. They say, I guess by the Mishmedj of Rab, al Shalish Mitzvahs B'Noach Nerag. That, so of course there are Sheva mitzvahs b'nei Noach. So on 3 of them, if a ben Noach violates the mitzvah, so then he's going to be killed. Capital offense. Gesher Simin al Gilui Arayis Val Shvichus Dam Val Birkas Hashem. Those 3 are, drum roll please, Gilui Arayis, if a ben Noach Gilui Arayis is, or Shvichus Damims, or Birkas Hashem's, so then it's a capital offense. Maskefler of Sheshes. Rav Sheshes says, I don't get it. So I understand why Shvichus Dam would be a capital offense. Murder would be a capital offense. Because after all, one second, I'm just going to plug something into charge. Because after all, the Pasuk Pashit says, Shoifech dam ha'adam, that if a person murders, ba'adam dam yishafech. So we kill you kill him, we kill you. So I get it. Elahanoch minalu, but how do we know that Gilui Arayis, Birkas Hashem are ochid capital offenses? Igam mishvichus damim. Well, if we say a binyanav, that just like by shvichus dam, it's a capital offense ochid by Gilui Arayis and Birkas Hashem. But if that's the case, if it's a binyanav, so then afilu kulunami. So what? I mean, what's specific? What's special about Gilui Arayis and Birkas Hashem? Let's say that just like by murder, it's a capital offense. So also by all of the Shev Mitzvahs B'nai Noach, it's a capital offense. Imishum dis raboy meish ish. And if we're saying, well, it's if wherever it says ish ish, so then it is so it's coming to include them as capital offenses. But if that's the case, then this should actually be a 4th one. So avodas kechavim nami isab me ish ish. Well, it also says ish ish by avodas zara. So Rav Sheshes says, I posh it. My head's exploding. Rav Sheshes says posh it. That he says, I don't get it. If it's a binyanav, so then all the Shev Mitzvahs B'nai Noach should be capital offenses. If you're saying no, it's only where it says ish ish, well then there should be 4 examples. Selam Rav Sheshes rather says Rav Sheshes Ami Be'erav. He amends it and he says what they say in the Mishmedj of Rav is al arba mitzvahs ben Noach nerag. That for 4 mitzvahs, that 4 out of the 7 mitzvahs B'nai Noach, it is a capital offense. Avodas kechavim, Gilui Arayis, Shvichus Damim, and Birkas Hashem. All of the ones where it says ish, ish. Okay, I'm going to drink more coffee. Okay. Now, frag the Gemara. Balavidas kechovim ben Noach nerag. Ho ho. But is that really true? That a ben Noach is killed? It's that avodas kechovim is a capital offense for ben Noach. We learn a brayso about avodas kechavim, that when it comes to avodas kechavim, dvarim shebezdin shoyisom mistan alein, ben Noach muzur alein. That when it comes to avodas kechavim, things that if a yid does them, it would be a capital offense. So a ben Noach is warned against them. Azhar in misaloi. Implying that sure, it's a warning, but they're not going to be executed for it. Omer of Nachman by Yitzchak as horish Elohen zoyihi misason. That, well, yes, but their warning is their death. Keilu, there's no makis over there. There's keilu. If you violate the Shev mitzvahs b'nei Noach and you're a ben Noach, we're talking death over here. So azhara equals misa. Rav Yehuda v'chulu Talmidei Rav Ami al Shev mitzvahs ben Noach nerag. Rav Yehuda and all of the students of Rav, they say that actually it's for all 7. All Shev mitzvahs b'nei Noach are capital offenses for the b'nei Noach. Goli rachmona bechado v'adin lechulu. That the Torah says by shvichus damim shever dama adam ba'adam dama yishafech, that murder is a capital offense, and it's a binyan av, and we say take, so too all of the Shev mitzvahs b'nei Noach are capital offenses. I'm gonna take a coffee break. That was very nice. Bal Gezel ben Noach nerag. Now a ben Noach. Now is that really true? That for gezela, that for theft, a ben Noach, it's a capital offense. V'tani purdan abraysa ala Gezel. That when it comes to theft, gonav v'gozal v'cheinifas toyar. So if he's a ganav, he steals in secret. If he's a gazlan, he steals less secretly. V'cheinifas toyar. Also, if he chapsaran, yifas toyar, he just finds somebody to marry and takes her. Okay, right? Because of course, by a yid there's halacha of eishes yifas toyar. But we're saying that when it comes to gezel by a ben noach, and also similar things that are similar to him that aren't exactly gezela but are close. Okay. Kusi bekusi. So when it says kusi here, it means be'etzem an ovek kachovim. It seems to be something to do with the censer. So I'll just say kusi because that's what it says in the Gemara, but apparently it means an ovek kachovim. So kusi bekusi. So if when it comes to theft, so a kusi steals from a kusi, v'kusi be Yisrael, or a kusi steals from a yid, osir. That's not allowed. It's forbidden. It's osir. V'yisrael b'kusi, but a yid from a kusi mutter, that would be mutter. V'im isa. Now, if so that a ben noach would be chayiv misa for gezel, well then nisnei chayiv. Well then, why does it say that osir, right? Kusi b'kusi, kusi b'Yisrael is osir. It should say kusi b'kusi, kusi b'Yisrael is chayiv. It's chayiv misa, but it doesn't say that, implying that he's not chayiv misa. No, so Yitake is Chayiv Misa, but Mishum the Kabbalah the Mishneh Sefer Yisrael b'Kusi Mutter Tanuisha Osir. Because we're saying that a Yid from a Kusi is Mutter, because if over there, because the thing is, what are the opposites? The opposite of Chayiv is Potter. The opposite of Osir is Mutter. So if it would say by the right Kusi b'Kusi, Kusi b'Yisrael is Chayiv, so then it would have to say Yisrael b'Kusi is Potter, which would imply that he's Potter from Misa, but it's still Osir nonetheless. But it's mutter for Yisrael b'kusi. So because they had to say Yisrael b'kusi is mutter, so then the opposite was that I'd say kusi b'Yisrael is osir, even though really the truth is chayiv misa. But fact the Gemara, but v'ha kolecha de isle chiyuva misna katane. But one second, that's weird, because right the katani reisha. If we look at the reisha, it doesn't say osir and mutter. It says chayiv and potter, meaning, if what the Brisa wanted to express was Chayev versus Potter, it would have said Chayev versus Potter, and because it says Osir, meaning if it was going to be Chayev, the Brisa would have said Chayev, as we're about to illustrate and demonstrate from the ratio where it says Chayev. So therefore, if it meant Chayev, it would have said Chayev. The fact that it says Osir, it means Osir, not Chayev. It says in the ratio, Ashvichas Domim, that by murder, Kusi b'Kusi b'Yisrael Chayev. Chayiv Misa. Yisrael b'Kusi Potter. Yisrael b'Kusi is Potter. So also Meichi Lisnei. Well, yeah, but the thing is, the Reisha, they're kind of stuck, because Lesnei Osir and Mutter, if you say Osir and Mutter, then that would mean that, so if we would say, okay, that when it comes to murder, Kusi b'Yisrael is Osir, which would mean that by a Yid, you would say Yisrael b'Kusi is Mutter, But that's not actually true. It's not mutter for a yid to kill a kusi. Vatani, we learned in a brisa kusi v'rei behemadaka. When it comes to a kusi or shepherds of like sheep and things like that, if they get stuck in a ditch and they're going to die, we don't take them out of it per se, but we also don't push them in it. I.e., you're not allowed to kill them. So therefore, it's not mutter to kill these people. It's potter. Okay, so therefore, because in the ratio we couldn't say osir and mutter, so therefore there it had to say chayiv and potter. But in the sefer though, where it's mutter for a yid when it comes to gezel from makusi, so therefore it says osir and mutter. Okay. Okay. Maybe I'll drink a stick of more coffee. Oh my gosh, third coffee a day. What time is it? 6:30 in the morning. Alright, let's go weiter. Okay, so we had said gezel, right? Gonav, gozal, yifas toyar, and we said kayotze ben, and also those that are similar to those. So what's similar to gezel? Kayotze begezel mahi. Amar vacha bar Yaakov lo nitzucha ela lefoil bekerim. What's similar to gezel? A worker in a vineyard who chapsaran some of the grapes for himself. But poil bekerim emas. Wait, when is he taking grapes from the vineyard? If it's talking about during the harvest, when the grapes are ripe, we know, of course, that's you're allowed to do that, right? Of course, right? 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 A poil who's working in a vineyard and he's harvesting, so he's allowed to chaparan for himself. So that would not be theft at all. Where am I? So ilav b'shaz gemar meloche, and if it is not b'shaz gemar melocha, well then he's not allowed to take it at all. So of course it's real gezel. It's not just similar to gezel. Gezel ma'ayu, that's real gezel. Elam or pope, rather there's a pope l'nitzcha lefachus mishvei puto. Oh, it's talking about if he steals less than a shvei pruta. Okay, and we're saying kusi b'Yisrael is osir, Yisrael b'kusi is mutter. If that's the case, we're talking about less than a shava pruta, but kusi b'Yisrael osir. Why would it be osir for a kusi to steal less than a shava pruta from Yisrael? Habar mechilahu, the yid will forgive him, right? Meaning, if a yid steals from another yid less than a shvei pruta, so he's potter. Why? Because it's true. Like at the initially it is theft, but because it's so insignificant, it's less than a shvei pruta. So then the yid says, you know what? It's fine, don't worry about it, keep it. It's less than a shvei pruta. But, so, and for the Gemara, yes, but nehi de basar ochi machile, granted that, after the fact, the yid will forgive him, but sayr b'shaita mileisle, but still, at the time of the theft, it's a theft. What happens? The kusi steals apples from the Yisrael, and the yid is like, dag, nab it. And only after the fact, does he realize whatever, it's less than a shavu puta, forget it. But b'shas maise, at the time of the theft, it's theft. And the punishment for theft is going to be misa. So we see kusi b'Yisrael is also kusi b'kusi kayotzi boin. But frek the Gemara, okay. Now, kusi b'kusi, we said is also, but kevin de la b'nei mechilininu, gezel ma'al yehu. But since they aren't b'nei mechila, right? I mean, you're saying a yid is considered a ben mechila, somebody who would be moichel. But a kusi from another kusi, we don't assume that there would be any mechila, and therefore it's just proper gezel. It's not kayotze, but it's just proper gezel. Okay, it's talking about somebody who's not paying his workers on time. Kusi b'kusi b'Yisrael also Yisrael b'kusi mutter. Okay. Kayotze boy b'yifas toyar ma'hi. What's kayotze, but what's similar to yifas toyar? So Kelso Rav Dimi Amar Belazar Amar B'chanina ben Noyach shichet shifcha le'avdo. So if you have a ben Noyach who had a shifcha, he says, okay, you're going to be my shifcha. And then I think the point is somebody else then had bia with this shifcha. Nereg alea. So I guess that ben Noyach would be killed for sleeping with this shifcha. Kayotze bo d'shvichus. Okay. Kayotze bo d'shvichus domim. And similar when it comes to shvichus domim, Loi Tanya. We don't have a brisa for that. Amar Abaye imishkachas the Tanya. If we do have a brisa for it, Reb Yonis and Bechol he the Tanya Reb Yonis and Bechol Omer Roy defach chaver lohargo v'yochol atzilo be'echad me'evar v'lo hitzil. Okay, we're going to learn about this in the 8th parak when we talk about Rodef. That if Reuven is chasing Shimon and he's going to kill Shimon, so Shimon can kill Reuven first, right? Now the thing is, if Shimon has the option to just cripple Reuven instead of killing Reuven, so he's got to do that, right? So right, if he could basically save himself by just crippling the attacker, v'lo hitzil, and he didn't do that, Nera Golav, he's killed for it. So Kusi B'Kusi and Kusi B'Yisrael would be a problem, but Yisrael B'Kusi would be mutter, and that would be the Kayotzebo when it comes to Shvichus Dam. Okay. Drink more coffee. Ashkach Rabbi Yaakov bar Achod avaksiv b'sefer Agadta devei Rav. Oh. So Rabbi Achod bar Yaakov found that it was written in the Sefer Agadta devei Rav. Benoyach nerog b'dayin echod uve'ed echod sheloi ba'asro mipi ish v'le mipi isha v'afilu korev mishum Rabbi Shmuel Amru af ala ubrin. You hear this? Let's read that again. Benoyach nerog b'dayin echod. So Benoyach is killed with just one judge. We have 23 judges, but for Benoyach it's just one judge. Ve'ed echod, one witness, not two witnesses. Shaloi ba'asro. They don't have to have a warning, right? If one witness sees a Benoyach kill another Benoyach, let's say, so the one witness goes to Bezdin, testifies to one judge, even though there was no warning. Mipi ish v'loi mipi isha. Now the judge and the witness needs to be a man, not a woman. V'afilu karev. They could even be I guess the judge, the witness could even be a relative. Now, of course, by Yidden, we can't have relatives. They said from Rabbi Shmuel, af ala ubrin. I think the point is that even if you kill an uber, even if a Benoyach kills an uber, a fetus, you'll be chayiv for that. Now, by Yidden, the fetus, at least, I believe, has to be born first. How do we know this? Amar of Yehuda the Amar Kra. Yehuda says, the pasuk says, Ach es dimchem lenafshei seichem edresh, that I will be doiresh your blood for your souls. Afilu b'dayin echad, even if it's just one, right? Edros, singular, even if it's one judge. Miad kol chaya afilu shalei basra. Okay, from any, I guess, animal or whatever, even if there was no warning. Edreshenu umiyada odom afilu be'ed echad, right? In odom, even if it's just one witness. Miad ish v'lo miad isha, from a man, not a woman. Ochiv afilu karov, his brother, even if they're related. Mishum Rabbi Shmuel Amru, they said from Shmuel af ala ubrin, even for fetuses, my time at Rabbi Shmuel. What's pshat with Rabbi Shmuel? Because the pasuk says shoifech dom ha'adam ba'adam. This is how he teaches the pasuk, that somebody who murders an adam ba'adam, a person who's in a person, dom yishafech, so the murderer is killed. Ezu adam shu ba'adam, who's a person in a person. That's a fetus. With Tanakama who excludes fetuses. So Tana de Menashu is the Tana de Menashu de Omar kol misa amur lifnei noyach ina elechenek. It says the Tana de Menashu that the capital punishment for ben noyach is chenek. Vishdile hai be'odom asefe dekra. And basically the way that you teach it is that you connect ba'adam to the second part of the pasuk, v'droish be'hachi, and explain like this. What's it called? Shofech dom ha'adam, that somebody who kills somebody else, ba'adam domu yishofech, that person will be killed internally. Ba'adam domu yishofech ezu shvichus dam shel adam shu begufa shel adam. How do you kill a person internally? Havyom is a chenek. That is strangulation. If you strangle him, it's not like stoning where you're chucking stones at him from the outside, or slicing off his throat or something. No, it's entirely internal, right? The person, you strangle him, and it looks like nothing happened. Okay, all right. Most of Amnuna asks, "V'isha loy mifkido." Why would the women be excluded over there from the Bnei Noach by dinim? V'oksiv, but the pasuk says ki adaita v'manashe etzave v'goymer, and that is Yisav is bonav vez beso, also the women. Achra v'shamu derech Hashem lasos tzako mishpat. Says by Avraham Avinu. So most of the Mefarik law, he answers Bonov Ledim, when it says Tzedakah or Mishpat, so it's his sons is for Din, Beisel Tzedakah, but the women are for Tzedakah. Amalei, Rav Avya Sava the Papa. Rav Avya Sava asks Rav, he says to Rav Papa, Ema ben Noach shaharga loy teharig. Right, that I would say that a bas Noach shaharga, that a bas Noach who kills, a woman bas Noach who kills, lo terag, she should not be killed. Miad ish, v'lo miad isha. Right, it says, Edushenu miad ish, not from an isha. So Malay Achi Amar of Yehuda Shofech Dam Adam Mikol Makom. It says Shofech Dam Adam, any murderer will be killed. Ema bas Noach shezinsa lo teharig. I will say that a bas Noach shezinsa should not be killed. Al ken yazov ish. It says that a man will leave his father and mother, right? He can't be with his father and mother, but that's it, right? That's ish. So Amalei, he responds, who's that, Rav Papa? Yeah, but when the pasuk says v'hayu lebasar echad, in that same pasuk, it's then joining them together, it's zamen, to say that just like a boy, just like an ish would be chayiv for that, also an isha would be chayiv for that. Tanu Rabbanon, the rabbis taught, ish, what's this pasuk talking about? Ish isha kol sher b'saro, gili arayos, let's give the galas erva ani Hashem, ooh, that's exciting stuff. Tanu Rabbanon, ish, matam lo ish, then why did it say ish? The rabbi says akusim, to include kusim when it comes to gili arayos, muzarin al arayos ki Yisrael, that they are warned against arayos just like a yid is. One second, we had quoted that pasuk. Was it yesterday? The day before? I think yesterday. We said that lemor is gilei arayos. So we learn out that gilei arayos is also b'nei noach from Darton. Hosan barayos didu v'achal barayos didon. Yeah, but that pasuk is talking about b'nei noach with other b'nei noach. This pasuk is talking about b'nei noach with Yidden. The Katoni Seifa, that it says in the Seifa, Ba'al Arayus Yisrael, that if a b'nei noach sleeps with Arayus Yisrael, with a Jewish Arayus, Nidon B'dinei Yisrael, they will be judged B'dinei Yisrael. What's the nafkamina? Amar Rav Nachman, Amar Rabbi Barvua, Lo nitzcha ela le'edo v'edim ba'asra. It means that a b'nei noach who does Arayus with a Jewish woman, let's say, so then they will need. So if it's another ben noach, then we said it would just be one witness, one judge, no asra. But if it's with a Jew, so then they would need 23 judges, witnesses, warning. In fact, migra gara. But one second, why would we make it kilu? If we're saying that ben noach with a bas noach, let's say, only needs one judge, only needs one witness, does not need asra. But then if they do the same thing with a Jew, we make it like more difficult to make a conviction. No, all of a sudden you need two witnesses. All of a sudden they have to be warned. They have to accept the warning. There has to be 23 judges. Why would we complicate things? Rather, we're talking about a nara me'orasa. That there's no concept of nara me'orasa by the b'nei noach. Right, a ben noach can't sleep, with their father, or mother, or whatever it is. But naira morosa specifically is not actually a thing for bnei noach. Once they're married, sure, but not engaged, that would not be considered arayos for them. But if a ben noach sleeps with a Jewish naira morosa, well, now already you're into unique territory, because that's something that for them is mutter, but for us it's also, and we can't judge them in based on their sort of code of law, because their code of law doesn't include Nair Morosa, so therefore we have to rely on our code of law. So we judge them in our court system. Aval Eishes Ish, Bedina Didu, Daininan Luhu, fact the Gemara, but Eishes Ish, right, that would imply, okay, so Nair Morosa, we would judge them in our courts. But Eishes Ish, which is also for them, right, they can't be with a married woman. So then, would not. So that would be judged in their courts, not ours. But we learn in the Brisa, Ba'al Nari Moroso Nidum Beskila. Okay, if a Ben Noach is Ba'al Nari Moroso, so Skila, like in our courts, Al Eishes Ish Nidum Bechenek. And for Eishes Ish would be Chenek. Chenek, of course, is the punishment for Eishes Ish for Jewish people. We said that by Bnei Noach, it's always Saif. So if Bedina did who? Saifu. If we would judge them in their courts, it should be Saif, not Chenek. From the fact that we're saying it's Chenek, it sounds like even Eishes Ish, which is Asur to them, we're judging in our courts with Chenek. So Nachman said, Barischi says that, well, that's when we say Chenek there by Eishes Ish, it's specifically Nichnas L'chuppah V'lo Nivala. That if she sort of entered the chuppah, but she hadn't, it was chuppah, but they hadn't yet had bia. So they did do leislu tanilu bedina didan, that they don't have such a concept, that would not be considered arayus for them, but for us it is. So that's why, in the punishment for that would be chenek. The Tani Rab Chanina taught beulas baal yeshloin, that they have mamish marriage, right? Once they're married and living together, so then that would be considered arayus for them. But just going onto the chuppah, but they haven't yet lived together, then and that would not be considered aroused for them. But if they did that with a Jewish woman, it would be considered aroused, because that's aroused for us, and it would be chenek. Tana Kavase de Biechanon, there's a brisa supporting Rabbi Yechon, called erva shebezdin sheyisrael memisin oleo. Any erva that bezdin sheyisrael, that a Jewish bezdin it would be a capital offense. Ben Noach muzar aleos, and a Ben Noach is not allowed to, right? It's also for Ben Noachs. Ein bezdin sheyisrael memisin oleo. If a bezdin sheyisrael does not, if it's not a capital offense in a bezdin sheyisrael, ein Ben Noach muzar oleo, well then it's not a problem for Bnei Noach. Divrei Meir, that's Reb Meir's opinion. Whereas the Chacham say harbe arayis yesh. She'ein bezdin sheyisrael memisin oleo. No, there are plenty of arayos that bezdin sheyisrael would not be a capital offense, not misas bezdin. Uven Noach muzar oleo, and yet a Ben Noach, it's also for a Ben Noach. But arayos Yisrael nidom bedina Yisrael. If they had bia with arayos, with Jewish arayos, then they're judged bedina Yisrael. But arayos Ben Noach, if they're on Ben Noach arayos nidom bedina Ben Noach, so then they're judged in the dina Ben Noach. Va'anu ein lanu elo nara maros bavad. And what is that arayos didon, that isn't right, that our arayos but not theirs, nara hamil raso. Why not also mention then nichnas l'chuppah v'lo nivala, that's also an example of something that is only for us and not for them. Well, this Bryce is Tanad Ve'Menashe, the Omar, Chomisa Amur L'Vnei Noach, Eino L'Chenek, that all Misas Bnei Noach are actually Chenek, and therefore, Nichnas L'Chuppah V'lo Nivala is Chenek, and for them, also any Misa would be Chenek anyway, so there's no distinction in practice. Idi V'Idi Cheneku, they're both Chenek, so there isn't actually, anything that makes it uniquely connected to us. It would be the same punishment anyways. That was Daf Nun Zayin of Masechta Sanhedrin. There was some pretty interesting stuff. We talked about the punishment for violations of the Sheva Mitzvahs B'nei Noach. That it's first we wanted to say maybe it was 3, maybe it was 4 out of 7, but then we say all the students of Rav say it's all 7 of them are capital punishment, and some other interesting things related to Sheva Mitzvahs B'nei Noach, and we're just going to continue on the Sheva Mitzvahs B'nei Noach train for I think the next few days. Peace out.